Your person's karmic contracts are finally coming to an end, and this shift marks a major turning point in both their life and your connection. For a long time, they were caught in a web of karmic influences and emotional manipulation. These karmic ties kept them trapped in patterns of confusion, fear, and self-sabotage. It was as though someone or something else had control over their mind and actions, preventing them from seeing the truth of what you truly meant to them. They were caught in cycles of illusion, believing they were making the right choices when, deep down, their soul was calling out for something deeper, something real. Now, however, that fog is beginning to lift. The karmic lessons have run their course, and your person is finally awakening to a higher level of awareness. This awakening is not an easy process for them. It comes with a lot of emotional turmoil, regret, and realization. They are seeing everything that happened between you two with a new level of clarity. They now recognize the depth of the bond you share and how much they underestimated your presence in their life. They are realizing your importance on a spiritual and emotional level, understanding that the connection they had with you wasn't just ordinary. It was something rare, soulful, and divinely guided. The distance between you, whether physical or emotional, has started to weigh heavily on their heart. Every day apart feels emptier, colder, and harder to bear. Your person doesn't like staying distant from you anymore. The silence that once felt necessary now feels unbearable. It's bothering them deeply, and they can't find peace no matter how hard they try to distract themselves. Their heart keeps pulling them back toward you, urging them to make things right. They know they owe you justice, an explanation, an apology, and an effort to rebuild what was lost. This realization is fueling their desire to return, not just to reconnect, but to right their wrongs and prove that they've changed. In the past, they were juggling you with something, or perhaps someone else. This other option doesn't necessarily have to be another romantic partner. It could have been responsibilities, family pressures, fear of vulnerability, or even their own ego. They were torn between two paths, one that offered comfort in the familiar chaos of their karmic patterns, and one that required courage to embrace a deeper truth with you. Sadly, they chose wrong. Now that time has passed, they see how their indecision and avoidance hurt you. They are realizing that the grass wasn't greener elsewhere, and that walking away from you was one of the biggest mistakes of their life. Guilt has become a heavy weight on their soul. They replay moments in their mind, wishing they could go back and change their actions. They remember your kindness, your patience, and the way you made them feel safe and seen. Now that they've lost that, they understand its true value. Their heart aches with remorse, and even though they try to appear composed on the outside, inside they are filled with regret. The silence from your end is amplifying their inner turmoil. They can feel that you've pulled your energy back to protect yourself. That quietness, once a sign of strength for you, is now echoing loudly in their mind. It's causing them sleepless nights and restless thoughts. They are worried, deeply worried, about whether you'll even allow them another chance. They know they don't deserve your forgiveness easily, yet they can't stop hoping that maybe, just maybe, you'll hear them out. Despite their fears, they are preparing to take action. They are rehearsing what to say, imagining the moment they will finally reach out and tell you everything they've held inside. On a telepathic level, your connection has shifted. There used to be a strong energetic exchange between you two, those intuitive nudges, dreams, or sudden feelings of their presence even when they weren't physically near. Lately, that connection has quieted down. This disconnection is unsettling for them because they've relied on that energetic bond as a source of comfort. Now, it feels as though your soul has gone silent, and it's driving them a little crazy. They can't sense your emotions the way they once did, and that absence makes them feel truly alone for the first time. It's another sign to them that they must take real-world action instead of hiding behind spiritual excuses or waiting for divine timing. They are afraid, though, afraid of being misunderstood, rejected, or unheard. Vulnerability has never been their strong suit. They've spent most of their life building emotional walls, afraid of what might happen if they let someone see their true self. But with you, those walls have always been weaker. Something about your energy disarms them. Even when they tried to resist, they couldn't stop themselves from opening up to you in ways they never had with anyone else. You awaken parts of them they didn't even know existed: love, empathy, passion, and a longing for authenticity. Now, they find themselves torn between fear and desire. The fear tells them that you might not understand them anymore, that it's too late, that you've moved on. But the desire, the love they still hold for you, pushes them forward. Deep down, they know that if they don't try, they'll regret it for the rest of their life. They are realizing that being without you is far more painful than facing the possibility of rejection. So they are gathering the courage to step out of their comfort zone and confront their past. Your person wants to be part of your life again, not just as someone from your past, but as someone who has grown and learned from their mistakes. They want to show you that they can do better, that the love they feel for you isn't fleeting or selfish anymore. This time, they want to build something lasting, grounded in honesty and emotional depth. As their karmic cycles close, they are ready to begin a new chapter, one that honors both your connection and the lessons that brought them back to you. This time, you've gone silent for so long that I'm trying my hardest not to panic, but the longer your silence stretches, the harder it becomes to stay calm. My thoughts keep running wild, circling back to the same fears over and over again. I can't help but wonder if I've hurt you more than I ever realized. Maybe my words, said in moments of frustration or misunderstanding, left deeper marks than I imagined. Maybe I pushed you away without meaning to, and now I'm standing here, helpless, watching the distance between us grow. I keep asking myself what went wrong, what changed, and every time I try to make sense of it, the answers feel blurry, like I'm reaching out for something that keeps slipping through my fingers. There was a time when our conversations felt endless, when your presence, whether through your voice, your texts, or just the energy you carried, wrapped around me like a comfort I could always rely on. Now, that warmth feels faint, replaced by an unfamiliar quiet that echoes louder than any argument could. I'm worried that you no longer have faith in my promises, that maybe I said too much and delivered too little. Perhaps, in your eyes, I've become someone unreliable, someone whose words lost meaning because of mistakes I can't take back. It hurts to think you might have reached a point where you no longer believe in what we once dreamed together. Lately, your energy feels different, distant, almost unreachable. You seem so detached, not just in your words but in the silence between them. It's as if something inside you has shut me out, and I can't find the key anymore. Over the past few months, that shift has been impossible to ignore. You used to share your thoughts so openly, your laughter came easily, and even when we disagreed, I always felt your heart was still there, still trying. Now, it feels like you've stopped trying, or maybe you're simply too tired to. And that realization breaks something inside me that I don't know how to fix. These thoughts follow me everywhere. They distract me when I try to work, they haunt me when I try to sleep, and they cloud my mind until everything else feels meaningless. I keep replaying our memories, trying to find clues in them, something I said, something I missed, a moment I could rewrite if only I had the chance. It's exhausting, this constant loop of overthinking, and it's sucking the life out of my days. I wake up feeling anxious, go through my routines half present, and fall asleep with a heart that feels heavier each night. I'm stressed, frustrated, and honestly, a little scared. Scared that this silence means you're slipping away for good, I want so badly to reach out, to bridge this distance, but every time I try, I hesitate. I don't want to make things worse by saying the wrong thing again. Still, I really want to communicate with you, to hear your voice and know that you're still there, somewhere behind the silence. You seem so untouchable right now, like no matter what I say, it won't reach you. And that's the hardest part, feeling invisible to the person who once saw me so clearly. This time, things feel so different, like you've gone far away, not just physically but emotionally, spiritually. It's like I'm standing in a place we both built together, and now you've walked out, leaving me surrounded by memories that won't let me breathe. I keep wondering if this is how love fades, not suddenly, but through quiet goodbyes disguised as silence, through words left unsaid, through distance that grows in the spaces where closeness used to live. Love, I can't handle the feeling that I've lost you forever. The thought alone tears at me. It's strange how emptiness can feel so heavy. I try to distract myself, to fill my time with things that used to make me happy, but nothing seems to work. No music, no friends, no small talk can drown out the sound of your absence. It lingers in the air like an unfinished song, reminding me of everything I'm missing. I scroll through old messages and pictures, and sometimes I catch myself smiling, only for that smile to fade when reality hits. I don't know if we'll ever have that again. Every corner of my world feels touched by you. The songs we listened to together, the places we talked about visiting, even random words people say, all of them remind me of you. It's like you're everywhere I go, in everything I do, even when you're nowhere near. I used to think love was about joy and connection, but now I see how love also lives in longing, in silence, in waiting for someone who might never return. I know I've made mistakes. I know I can be difficult, stubborn, and overly emotional at times. But please believe me when I say that everything I did, even the things that came out wrong, came from a place of love. I never wanted to hurt you or push you away. I just didn't know how to handle my own fears, my insecurities, the weight of wanting something so deeply that I ended up suffocating it. Maybe that's what happened. I loved too hard and forgot that love also needs space to breathe. Still, I can't stop hoping that somehow we'll find our way back to each other. That one day, the silence will break, and I'll hear your voice again, not cold or distant, but warm, familiar, forgiving. I'm not asking for everything to be perfect, just for a chance to talk, to understand, to reconnect. Because right now, this silence feels like a wall I can't climb, and on the other side of it is the person I love more than anything. Until then, I'll keep holding on to the small fragments of hope that you might still think of me, that somewhere inside you, there's still a place for what we shared. Because no matter what happens, no matter how far apart we become, you are still everywhere I am, and that, for better or worse, is something I can never escape. You are the reason everyone in my life is starting to notice that I am changing. People look at me and ask what's different, what has gotten into me lately, and I can only smile, because I know the answer. They see the reflection of you in me. There's a light in my eyes that wasn't there before, a quiet determination that even I can't fully explain. It's as if something inside me has awakened, something that was asleep for far too long. Every thought, every move, every moment of my day seems to circle back to you. It's undeniable. There's nothing that can stop me from coming toward you, not fear, not pride, not even the distance that once kept us apart. I've made up my mind. This time, I'm not holding back. I am back in the game, and this time, I'm not playing. I've wasted too many chances, spent too much time pretending that I could live without you, pretending that what we had was just another story that ended. But the truth is, I've never stopped wanting your attention, your laughter, your presence, just like before. I crave the way you look at me when words fail, the way your silence still speaks louder than anything else. I've come to realize that what we shared wasn't ordinary. It was something rare, something real, something that left a mark on my soul that time could not erase. I don't want to play games anymore. I want your full attention, your full heart, the same way I'm offering you mine. I never meant for you to walk away for good. At the time, I was blind, too stubborn, too proud, maybe even too scared to admit how much you meant to me. I thought I was doing the right thing by letting go, by pretending I didn't care as much as I actually did. But now that you've walked away, now that your absence fills every corner of my life, I see the truth with painful clarity. Here I am, all alone, feeling empty, wondering how I could ever have thought that life without you could make sense. The silence of your absence has been louder than any argument we ever had. I know now how powerful you are, not just in the way you carry yourself, but in how deeply you've affected me. You changed me without even trying. You showed me what love really feels like, what it means to connect beyond words, beyond logic, beyond time. I was a fool to let you walk away, a fool to think I could replace what we had or find it elsewhere. Every attempt to move on only brought me back to you. I've tried to distract myself, to drown out your memory with noise, but nothing works. Everything reminds me of you, the songs, the streets, even the quiet moments when I close my eyes. It's as if your essence lives inside me, whispering reminders that what we had was never meant to fade. Right now, everything feels chaotic. My thoughts are scattered, my emotions unpredictable, but I know this turmoil is not in vain. It's part of the process, what I can only describe as an extreme purification. I'm shedding old layers, letting go of fears and habits that once held me back. It's painful, yes, but it's also necessary. You've become the mirror that shows me who I truly am and who I still have the potential to become. Loving you, losing you, missing you, all of it has forced me to confront myself in ways I never dared before. This transformation isn't just about winning you back, it's about becoming worthy of the kind of love you've always deserved. I'm sorry that I didn't reach out to you for so long. I convinced myself that silence was strength, that giving you space was the right thing to do. But now I see that my silence only built walls between us, walls that grew taller with every passing day. I regret every message I didn't send, every moment I could have said I miss you but chose pride instead. Please don't be upset or sad. Sometimes we have to lose what we love the most to realize its true value. Sometimes distance becomes the teacher that brings us back home. You've always been more than just someone I loved, you've been my muse, my anchor, my reminder that love isn't about perfection, but persistence. What we share is something that defies reason. It's not coincidence, it's connection. Just like water finds its way back to the ocean, my heart keeps finding its way back to you. No matter how far I go, no matter how much time passes, there's an invisible pull between us that cannot be denied. So yes, love, I believe we are meant to be together. Not because it's easy or convenient, but because it feels written in the fabric of who we are. Every experience, every heartbreak, every wrong turn has been leading me back to this realization. You and I, our story isn't over. It's just been waiting for the right moment to begin again, stronger and more honest than before. I know now that love isn't about possession or perfection, it's about presence, forgiveness, and growth. I'm coming back to you, not as the same person who once let you go, but as someone who has learned, who has healed, and who finally understands what it means to truly love. You are my catalyst, my reason for change, my proof that some connections are eternal. Whatever happens next, just know that you are the heartbeat behind my transformation, the silent force that pulled me out of darkness and reminded me who I really am. And if destiny allows it, I will spend every day proving that we were never meant to drift apart, we were meant to find our way back to each other.